Hello, this is Michelle with the Glimmers of Intuition. I'm going to be talking about how I stay in what I call flow state. And what I'm referring to is it's the state where I don't get too triggered. I wake up in kind of a loving, joyful state. And not saying that every day when I wake up, it's all, rainbows and butterflies. That's not what I'm getting at, because real life isn't that. But what I am getting at is how I respond to things. For the longest time, I used to think that, I'll give co-parenting an example. That used to be really difficult for me, like that whole situation. And now that I've expanded my mindset, that it's perfect as it should be. And it's the reason that is it's the way I look at it. Like, things that used to upset me don't. And because I remind myself that not everything in our reality is permanent. And what I mean by that is certain things we tend to believe about ourselves, like, and one thing I've learned is the more you go within and the more you know yourself, you know that you can kind of laugh a lot of things off, in the sense that you're like, oh, that's not true for me. Like, and believe it or not, things will get reflected back to you with the self-concept that you're holding regarding that. So it's, I think I'll do more videos about it, because I guess it's kind of a vague topic. But what I call my flow state is I just kind of allow things to come and go, and I don't feel like I need to manipulate anything. I don't feel like I need to, because you don't, when you start to kind of build yourself up and you start having confidence in your abilities, you kind of realize that a lot of things that we react to is just kind of ridiculous and not necessary. And it just saves you a lot of peace. And not saying that things don't annoy me, because they do. And, but the more I go within and the more I have this sense of knowing who I am, it allows me to kind of, have this kind of, I don't know if sassy attitude, but just have this attitude of that, more so, I guess, because, for the longest time, and no shame to anybody, but, speaking in your favor just wasn't a thing, like for my self-talk at least. And now that I've started to do so, I've just noticed certain things, and I'm like, and the cool thing is, like, once you make it normal, that's the goal, because you're like, oh yeah, because I do think in my favor, so that's why that went that way. And you just keep repeating and repeating. But I'm hoping that could help somebody, and till next time, take care.